YouTube, it's Holly Talks, and we're going to discuss today um, emotional disturbance. Now, it's a hard subject for people to really grasp because you're not sure. Some people don't even know that others have it. I mean, like, I know people that would be all like, "I would have never guessed that she had it." You know what I mean? So there's gonna be like, there's ways to tell, but there's ways to handle it too. If you do know that somebody is, um, you know, not exactly disturbed. It's not like that. Why don't we talk about what emotional disturbance is? It's not your, psycho. Just because you're on a different emotional level. In some ways, I don't even think it's not a bad thing, so long as you can control it in a sense, and sometimes that gets away from you. So I'm going to describe to you what it's like living with emotional disturbance. So, mind you, imagine a world where it stormed every day. Like a hurricane, or and I mean, let's keep this image in mind. How does that affect your mood? It makes you feel groggy, tired. If you're from Texas, you just got done with all that rain and stuff, so um, it makes you kind of angry inside in a sense. Like you don't feel right. And so keeping that in mind, after the storm clears, we feel better. But imagine where it never ends. That's how a child with like a child, a teen, preteen maybe, feels. It's like this electrical storm of emotions inside of you. It's you have you're sad, you're happy, you're mad, you're so mixed up you don't really know what to feel in a sense. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's mixed emotions. Oh yeah, that's like bipolar. No, it's it's actually, well, it's a form of bipolar in a sense. Now, with that, this child has got so many things that just doesn't feel right. You got all these mixed emotions and stuff, and putting that child in a classroom is probably the worst thing you could do. I know that, like, you have your people who are like, homeschool, you're not getting out and doing things, but if you know that your child suffers from emotional disturbance, then, there's programs out there, and, school isn't everything, as far as bullying. The propaganda likes to pretend that it is. Like, they do stuff about it, but they don't. They don't. Trust me, they don't. They don't do anything. So, you've got this flood now. You've got your different cliques and people with emotional disturbance. And I mean, there's so many different categories of emotional disturbance. You got depression, you have your anger management, you have all sorts of categories with it. So, it really, it goes and depends on the person, really, and the disorder. But particularly elementary through high school are probably going to be the hardest years for a kid like this. I take it on a personal level. When I was in 6th grade, I mean, I didn't feel like I fit in. I was like, leave me alone, because I didn't have a ton of friends. I did suffer from depression. I know I was a cutter, and I'm fine now, but I'm fine. No, I'm not fully recovered, but that's okay. Let's see. Kids, like, I don't know, they're just mean nowadays. I don't know if I know I'm not the only one. I've seen kids get bullied, and I don't sit there and be all like, that person's getting bullied. I definitely don't join in. Hey, that's not cool, cyberbullying is another thing. There's so many different, I'll go into that another day, but bullying is a big, big problem. And, it really affects a person with emotional disturbance because now you have an inside electrical storm, and now you have outside electrical storm. And to be honest, parents are really bad about bullying kids too. I mean, hey, you didn't do your homework right, you know? This is how it's done, do it right the first time, you know? And, like, that was, stupid. Things like that. And, it's hard, and understanding, you don't want to make the person feel like it's their fault, or, things like that, because it's really not their fault. It's a matter of just their chemicals in the brain don't work the same way that the average person does. And that's okay, because, we're different. That will end our segment on that. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. And be safe. Have a great day.